What's up everyone, Pixar Donks here, back with another Destiny 2 build guide. It's Iron Banner season, and while I'm not much of a PvP player, the new armor from the activity is well worth the grind. Today's build focuses around creating as many supers as possible while also maintaining your super for a long amount of time. Combining the Doomfang pauldrons and a few specific weapons, fragments, and artifact mods, this build will have you firing off supers like there's no tomorrow. Today's build focuses on the Void subclass due to our exotic of choice, the Doomfang pauldrons. Void also provides lots of survivability with Overshield and Devour, while also offering great ad clear with volatile rounds. Your super of choice within this build should be the Sentinel Shield. Often overshadowed by Bubble and Twilight Arsenal, Sentinel Shield is the star of the show in this build. Your melee should be the Shield Throw. Shield Throw grants Overshield on hit, synergizing with Offensive Bulwark nicely. As mentioned, your first aspect should be Offensive Bulwark. Not only does Offensive Bulwark boost our melee regeneration rate whenever we have an Overshield, but it also grants us another throw of our shield when in our super. Your second aspect is personal preference, but I prefer Bastion for its ability to give us an Overshield even with no enemies present. Your first fragment is Echo of Reprisal, granting increased super energy with final blows when surrounded. Echo of Starvation easily lets us gain Devour, which is then extended along with our Overshield by Echo of Persistence. Echo of Leeching and Echo of Exchange provide a bit of extra survivability and grenade regeneration upon melee kill. It is important to reach 100 super within this build before also targeting 100 melee. Anything over 100 melee isn't necessary as we are only interested in the regeneration, but anything over 100 super is pretty good as it will add to our super damage. The armor set I highly recommend within this build is the Iron Battalion set from Iron Banner. It can be a grind to get all 4 pieces, but the reward once you do it is well worth it. The full 4-piece set bonus is what we are interested in. It very simply states, final blows while your super is active, refund super energy when it ends. This set bonus is very strong within this build, and it synergizes perfectly with Doomfang pauldrons. Doomfang pauldrons are our exotic armor of choice, doing a few cool things. First, defeating targets with void damage increases the damage of our void weapons. This functions essentially the same as a free void weapon surge. They also, very importantly, grant super energy on void melee kills, which is why we are stacking melee regeneration. Finally, when in your super, melee final blows recharges shield throw, while shield throw hits extend your super. You are able to stay in your super for a really long time as long as there are enemies around. A few important mods include hands-on on the helmet. You can run double hands-on if playing solo or have everyone in your fire team run power preservation. Void Siphon and Heavy Handed are our sources of orbs, while Impact Induction and Melee Kickstart help melee regen. Other sources of melee regen include Double Invigoration as well as Triple Outreach. Your weapon choice within this build is fairly specific, as it should ideally be a void weapon with the ability to stun overload champions. I'm using the Hard Light, but other great options include the Recluse, High Tyrant, Grid Skipper, or Vouchsafe. There's plenty of options, so pick one that matches your playstyle or activity. Hardlight's Catalyst grants reload speed, handling, and ADS speed when you have Devour, which is pretty much all the time. A great option for your special weapon is the Scatter Signal, with Slice and Attrition Orbs. Slice will sever targets before finishing them off with Hardlight, while Attrition Orbs creates another source of super regeneration. We will be using Tablet of Ruin in this build. The reason we want Void Overload weapons and Slice on our special is due to Elemental Supercharger. This mod grants super energy when defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons matching your super. Overload weapons exhaust combatants, making this a very easy mod to proc. Our other source of super regeneration is Elemental Siphon, creating void breaches on void weapon kill, while also granting super energy when picking up said void breach. Finally, take the trio of void mods for Volatile, Weaken, and Overshield before finishing off with Hold the Line and Gold from Lead. The playstyle of this build is quite simple. First, throw your shield whenever possible in order to gain an Overshield, proc Offensive Bulwark, and generate a bit of super energy. Next, defeat combatants with the Hard Light and Scatter Signal to regenerate your melee as well as gain super energy. Pick up orbs of power and void breaches as they are created, and your super should be charged in no time. While in your super, throw your shield as much as possible, remembering to go for melee kills if it isn't charged. You are able to sustain your super for a really long time as long as there are enemies around. Finally, when your super ends, you will gain a large chunk back depending on the number of enemies killed, and from there you repeat the cycle. Thank you to everyone who made it to the end of the video. I hope you all enjoy the build. Let me know if you have any suggestions to make it even better in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss my next guide. Until next time, Pixar Donks has left the building.